What is the best of breed approach to ERP modernization, and what are some strategies that local governments can use to manage the cost of an ERP implementation using this strategy? The best of breed approach to ERP implementation involves selecting and integrating best in class solutions for each specific business need, rather than using a single all in one solution. This used to be the case back in the day when you had one ERP solution that was used for every function within the city or county. Now we're moving towards the best of breed, which really means that you're buying the best product for that function rather than using a single all-in-one solution. So what can local governments do to manage the cost of an ERP implementation that uses the best of breed approach? One strategy is to start small and gradually build up the system over time. This can help the organization prioritize its needs and focus on the most critical areas first, rather than trying to implement everything at once. Best of breed also allows for the implementation of modernization strategies over time by function without having to implement multiple interconnected modules all at once using what's called the Big Bang approach. Some examples of best of breed implementations include you may want to do tax systems first, finance, HR, land management, utility billing, etc. in those phases. In summary, strategies that local governments can use to manage the cost of an ERP implementation using a best-of-breed approach includes starting small, gradually building up, and carefully evaluating and comparing costs and benefits. Negotiating flexible contracts with vendors and implementing these systems in stages. So how can local governments determine the ROI, return on investment, of an ERP modernization project? One way is to calculate the direct and indirect costs of the project, including the cost of the new software and hardware, training, and consulting fees. Local governments should also consider the cost of any downtime or disruptions during the modernization process. Next, local governments should identify and quantify the benefits of the modernization projects, such as the increased efficiency, improved accuracy, data integrity, and reduced operating costs. These benefits can be financial or non-financial, and it's important to consider both types. To calculate the ROI, local governments can divide the net benefits of the modernization projects by the total cost. This will give them a percentage that represents the ROI of the project. Now keep in mind that this is very subjective and it's hard to really nail down the ROI of the project, especially for governments because governments don't have the metric of sales or revenue generation that's typically used for ROI measurement. It is also important to consider the timeline when determining the ROI. Local governments should consider the length of time it will take to realize the benefits of modernization project and compare this to the time it takes to recoup the cost. Some other considerations as you make the case for modernized ERP operations. Future costs. In addition to the upfront cost of the modernization project, local government should consider any ongoing maintenance and support costs, as well as any future upgrades or updates that may be needed. Changes in business processes are critical. The modernization project may involve changes to business processes, which can have both costs and benefits. Local governments should consider how these changes may impact the return on investment of the project. We should also consider the risks associated with the modernization project, such as the risk of project delays or the risk of the new system not meeting the organization's needs. These risks can impact the return of the project and can be very detrimental to the well-being of the organization. It may also be helpful for local governments to compare the ROI of the ERP modernization project to other potential options, such as maintaining the existing system or implementing a new all-in-one solution. This can help your organization determine the best and the most cost-effective option. Overall, it's really important for cities and counties to carefully evaluate the costs and the benefits of an ERP modernization project and consider a variety of factors to determine the return on the investments. So how does all of this apply to best-of-breed ERP implementation versus cloud-based or on-premise systems? Best-of-breed solutions, as we talked about, typically involve implementing the best solution for the function. For example, the best tax solution out there for your town or your state can go first and become the anchor project that the rest of the ERP implementation then follows. So how do you calculate the ROI? Once again, it's really difficult to calculate ROI for ERP implementations, specifically for cities and local governments. And it can also be difficult for best-of-breed solutions because you're not tied into one solution, one system. You're looking at different solutions and different systems for specific functions within your organization. But all of the principles we just talked about when it comes to calculating the return on investment still apply to best-of-breed solutions. What we're seeing in the market today and the best practices are that cities and counties are moving towards best-of-breed solutions simply because no one solution or ERP system has proven to do all things well for all cities. So it may be important for you as you release your RFPs, you think about requirements definition, that you open your mind a little bit and not think about an ERP implementation as having a contract with one vendor, but best practices these days dictate that you look at best of breed solutions and then think about return on investment as it comes to a single function within your organization. Thank you for watching.